Russian President Vladimir Putin met with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un today in North Korea's capital, Pyongyang. Following a lavish ceremony, the pair signed an agreement vowing to build a strong front against the West while deepening their military ties. Kim also expressed full support for Russia's war in Ukraine.
CBS News foreign correspondent Imtiaz Tayeb is tracking all of this for us from our London bureau. Imtiaz, what more can you tell us about what seems like a significant agreement?
Yeah, Errol, good to be with you. I mean, extraordinary scenes coming out of South Korea, or rather North Korea, with Vladimir Putin visiting what's often described as a hermit kingdom for the first time in 24 years. And I think what's really gotten a lot of attention here is what they've described as this strategic partnership that they've signed and are describing it as a breakthrough. But here's the thing. Neither side has really released the text of that agreement that resulted from this visit to Pyongyang. And more importantly, its consequences for the near and long term still remain uncertain. We have to remember that relations between Russia, which of course is this sprawling, massive nation, and North Korea, which is this isolated, relatively small country, is an interesting one. Both of them are nuclear powers, and they are both considered pariah states in this moment. And they've really warmed significantly in recent years, especially amid Russia's growing acrimony with the West over the invasion of Ukraine and suppression of any real domestic opposition. Now, the new agreements could bring them even closer and pose challenges to the international community.
Well, Imtiaz, anytime you're talking about North Korea and its international relations, China plays a role in that, of course. China is also arguably the closest ally to Russia in this moment when we're talking about major world powers. So I'm wondering how Beijing plays into this new relationship, this new agreement between Russia and North Korea.
Yeah, Lana, that's such a good point. And, really, when you think about it, this meeting was in Pyongyang. It's on the doorstep of China. China, of course, also has relations with North Korea as well. And there are some signs that Xi Jinping, the Chinese leader, kind of disapproves a little bit of this burgeoning alliance between two of these countries, which he himself has ties with. There are reports suggesting that Beijing urged President Putin not to visit Pyongyang straight after the meeting that he had with President Xi back in May, because it seems that Chinese officials did not like the optics of North Korea being included in that visit. Now, Mr. Xi is under considerable pressure from the U.S. and Europe to cut support for Moscow and to stop selling it components that are fueling its war in Ukraine. And this is really something that Xi Jinping cannot ignore. Just as the world needs the Chinese market, Beijing also needs foreign tourists and investment to fight off sluggish growth and retain its spot as the world's second largest economy. And so really, this kind of intersects on all of these very complex issues, but it's become a much bigger issue with potentially huge geopolitical issues. Guys.
All right, Shalom. I'd like to start out with saying, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Harakak Wadash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostle, the great millstone, and my elder Heroine as well. Salutations to the argument of pushing the truth, sincerity, and truth. And peace and blessing to the men and women and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right. I'm Khanak Shahan Ban Yashar Allah from the Lions and the Yashar Allah camp. And this is another Lions Den news and prophecy. Man, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and serve the purpose for the hopeful elect, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right. This is a good one. We're in 2024, and Apostle Hart coined this to be the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. We're at our halfway point. Things are starting to heat up. A lot of things happening in the world. That's all this is going to lead up to our salvation. This particular article right here says Putin and Kim show off fiery friendship, pledge unity against the United States. All right, that's beautiful because we all know that Yahweh Shem Shai is going to gather together an assembly of nation against Babylon. And we know that Yahweh Shem Shai has set the bounds that he cannot surpass. All right. So he was going to let Esau run rampant for a set period of time. And then Yahweh Shem Shai is going to have a stopping point. All right, it says Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un signed a comprehensive strategic partnership agreement Wednesday during a summit in Pyongyang in a bid to expand their economic and military cooperation and cement a united front against Washington, man. And that's beautiful. That's the Lord gathering these assembly of nations against Babylon roundabout. And ultimately, that's also going into Ezekiel 38, you know. Hold on. Alright, let's get, hold on. Jeremiah 50 and 14. It says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she have sinned against the Lord. Alright? So who is that? Who is the Lord speaking to? He's speaking to these nations that he's gathering together to destroy America. Alright? So you already know that China already has a partnership or whatnot with Russia. Now North Korea has joined the mix. And these are all powerhouse nations that want to see America destroyed. And guess who's going to come right along with them? Iran. You know? Well, it's going to force NATO's hand to turn and hate the whore, like it's spoken of in the book of Revelation. All right, it says CBS News senior foreign correspondent Elizabeth Palmer says that while the greeting Kim offered Putin at the airport Tuesday night was warm, the men are fundamentally allies of convenience. Right, because they got one common enemy. That's the United States. It said the pact they signed Wednesday sees them both pledge to defend the other if attacked. But officials in the United States and other West capitals believe Russia, above all, wants to ensure a steady supply of nuclear of North Korean weapons for its war in Ukraine. An ominous prospect for both Ukraine and its international backers. All right, so just like how either way it goes, it's just going to lead to the destruction of America. You know, just like how all these other nations are bringing funds together to give aid to Ukraine, Russia gonna go get his own aid. It makes sense. He's preparing himself to destroy this place, man, and the Lord's setting them up, got him doing it, got it in their hearts. He said, "I should think of evil thing in thy mind." He says, "She shall go out down to the land of unwalled villages." Right. And that land of unwalled village is America. It says concerns have grown for months over an arms agreement in which North Korea provides Russia with badly needed munitions in exchange for economic assistance and technology transfers that could enhance the threat of posed by Kim's nuclear weapons and missiles program. Russian state media and Putin and Kim spoke face to face for about 2 hours in a meeting that was originally planned for 1 hour. They putting the plan together against this place, man. All right. It says Russian state media said Putin and Kim spoke. Oh, I read that part. It said Kim vows full support for Russia amid Ukraine war. It says speaking at the start of Wednesday's talk, Putin thanked Kim for North Korea's support for his war in Ukraine, part of which he said was a fight against the imperialist hegemonistic policies of the United States and its satellites against the Russian Federation. All right, and they're taking America's hegemony out of the earth. It says he called the agreement a new fundamental document that will form the basis of our ties for the long term, hailing ties that the trace back to Soviet army fighting the Chinese military on the North Korean peninsula in the closing moments of World War II, and Moscow's support for Pyongyang during the Korean War. Kim and Moscow and Pyongyang's fiery friendship is now even closer than during the Soviet times. But that's going into Ezekiel 38. Putting hooks in the jaw. Hold on. And bring me back. So all those old relationships that not only are they annexing land, but all those old relationships that they had during the Soviet Union, the Lord's bringing them bonds back. Russia's gonna be fully equipped when it's that time to go up against Babylon the Great, which is America. All right, Ezekiel 38. Hold on. Yeah, Ezekiel 38:3. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, behold, I am against thee, Gog, O chief house of Meshach and Tubal." All right, so he's against Russia and Moscow, but still, the Lord's going to use them to take down America, because they're the bear spoken of in Revelation chapter 13. All right, it says, and the bear means to be enough or be equipped. It says, verse 4, that says, "And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company, with bucklers and shields, all of them handling sword." Right, so everybody's going to be, making bright the arrows. Let me get that real quick. Oh, where's it at? Oh, this is Jeremiah. I thought it was Jeremiah. Okay, yeah, Jeremiah 51:11. It says, "Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord has raised up the spirits of the kings of the Medes," and that's Russia, all right, "for his devices against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple." Right, and man, the Lord got Putin reading scriptures, man. The Lord got a sacrifice involved. The Lord got Putin reading scriptures. Man, he got Putin up there prophesying against Babylon. Talking about thinking he the bell. You know? This is all the doing of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Alright? It says, back to the article real quick. It says, Kim said Moscow and Pyongyang's fiery friendship is now even closer than during the Soviet times, and promised full support and solidarity, all right, to the Russian government, army, and people in carrying out the special military operation in Ukraine to protect sovereignty, security, interests, and territorial integrity. Right. So, and who are they having to fight that against? The United States, NATO. This is what this is all about. As a CBS News, Palmer noted, however, that the mutual security aspect of the pact signed by the leaders on Wednesday was vague, whereas the U.S. and its NATO allies are bound to come to each other's defense in no uncertain terms by the Article 5 clause. All right, so you by Article 5 clause, I think that's if you attack one, you attack them all. All right, in its founding charter, which says an attack on one country is considered an attack on all. Right. Russia and North Korea's agreement calls only for mutual assistance in the event of aggression against one of the parties. But you know they're going to convince China to get involved. They're going to convince Iran to get involved. It says Kim has consistently said that North Korea supports what he describes as a just action to protect Russia's interest, and he echoed Putin's own remarks, blaming the United States-led West hegemonic policy for the war in Ukraine, despite the fact it was his force that launched a full-scale invasion of the neighboring country in February 2022. But we all understand exactly why he had to do that. Because of the advancement of NATO coming eastward, eastward, and eastward. He said he was left with no choice. They were trying to get fully formally get Ukraine a part of NATO, and that would have totally surrounded Russia with NATO allied countries. So them being backed up in the corner, they had to come out and fight. So they understand it, and those that are in the know understand that this is an attack on the West. This is really not nothing to do with Ukraine. You know? Okay? It says it wasn't immediately clear what the mutual support pledge by the autocrats might look like, and no deals of the agreement were initially made public. Nonetheless, the document brought new assertions of lofty intention from both sides, with Kim saying he had no doubt that it will become a driving force, accelerating the creation of a new multipolar world. And yeah, because like when you think of the world right now, you only think about America. But now all these other countries are trying to come into the mix and show their power, all prophetic, because it was spoken of by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, saying, "Let the weak say that I am strong." And this is what we're witnessing. The weak, the banding together to show force and strength. Right? And Russian state media quote the country's deputy foreign minister Yuri Yushkov as saying it was aimed at ensuring greater stability in the Northeast Asian region, meaning keeping America and NATO off their doorstep. All right, there's a lot more on this, but you pretty much get the gist of it. All right, it's a deepening ties and alleged weapon transfers. It says North Korea under heavy UN Security Council sanctions over its weapons program, while Russia also faces sanctions by the United States and its Western partners over its aggression in Ukraine. Right. So what's going to happen is Russia and North Korea are going to lean upon each other. It says U.S. and South Korean officials accuse the North of providing Russia with military missiles and other military equipment for use in Ukraine, possibly in return for key military technologies and aid. A South Korean official told CBS News in September 2023, when Kim and Putin last met, the Seoul was concerned that Kim regime could be seeking nuclear-powered submarines and satellite technology from Russia, in addition to cooperation on conventional. All right, let's close it out with this. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 22. It says, "A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations," man? Because Yahweh Shai set it up just for that purpose. You know? It says, verse 23 says, "How is the hammer of the earth of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations," man? "I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon." Right. That snare is war, nuclear war. All right. So that's why the Lord is building up his arsenal. "And thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. The Lord has opened his armory and has brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. So he's opening up the army and getting all these weapons, right? All these weapons to come forth just to destroy this place. That was the whole purpose of Oppenheimer. I still gotta watch that movie. Alright, so this is what's to come to America, man. You got North Korea and Russia joining forces together. Alright, and you also know you already got Russia and China that join forces together, and with the other BRICS nations, man. But all this is set up to come against Babylon the Great, which is America. Alright? Lord willing, Lord willing, this lesson was edified and serve his purpose. With that, I'd like to call Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Harakak Wadash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles, the great millstone, and my elder here one as well. Salutations to the Archon that are pushing the truth, to sincerity and truth. And peace and blessing to the men and women and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.